Do not vote for Paul Krikorian. He has proven to be a person that is not truly looking out for what is best for his constituents. He talks out of both sides of his mouth and is heavy-handed in dealing with his protractors and has been known to come down hard on whole neighborhoods in order to punish a few who dare oppose his actions. Sorry excuse for a public servant who does not deserve another term. But of course, that is my opinion. Who am I, you might ask? Nobody really. My name is Arthur Hughes, 3D modeler, renderer, animator, just an everyday Joe. I also received a resolution once from the city of Los Angeles for acts of heroism, but I need to point out that I did not do anything anybody else wouldn't have done. But enough about me. Today's topic is about an unworthy civil servant. Paul Krikorian, councilman for the 2nd District in the city of Los Angeles, does not deserve his office. That's him at the dedication of the Colfax Avenue Bridge last year. He is the long-winded one in the middle that looks like Bill Maher, and he must go. This is Colfax Avenue in Studio City. This particular stretch is all apartments, and its biggest need is on-street parking. I want everyone to notice that around some of the driveways there are areas that have been painted red, thus reducing the available parking on the street. Okay, if it makes it safer by giving better sight lines exiting from the driveways, I have no problem with it. But if that were the reason, all the driveways would be dealt with in the same manner. They are not. It varies from apartment to apartment. And can anyone explain to me how this residence warrants the complete front of their house painted red? Obviously, it is not a code issue. I had never really thought about it until recent hard-handed actions by the councilman. I have lived here with my wife for about 13 years, and we noticed out in front of our apartment and on the apartments on both sides of us periodically would have the red curbs painted gray, only to be followed by the gray curbs painted red. Until recently, we never knew if the city was painting them red or gray. Over the 13 years I've lived here, it has gone back and forth like that several times. The curbs remained gray for a few years while the city rebuilt the bridge and our normally busy street was very quiet. Not quite a year went by after the bridge reopening when the city came out and once again painted the curbs in front of the 3 apartments red. And of course, they were immediately painted gray by someone in the neighborhood. Well, that would not stand in the eyes of the councilman, and he came out with the press and made a big deal of these curbs are going to stay red, comparing whoever was doing it to coyotes, a reference to the scavenging canines that inhabit our local hills. He said with much bluster and fanfare that the police would be stepping up patrols and all of that kind of stuff. Sure enough, that night some of the curbs got painted gray again, right under the nose of the police were staking it out. The councilman's response was swift and unfair. Since only the southernmost apartment curbs were painted, he immediately had the curbs partially painted red and posted no stopping any time signs at both ends of the area, stripping the neighborhood of 5 desperately needed parking spaces. They also posted the signs higher than normal so they're hard to see. That combined with the partial painting of the curbs make it look like it's okay to park there. Then he combined those actions with heavy enforcement, and for the last couple of months the city has been collecting a non-stop flow of $88 tickets to unsuspecting citizens who park there. A little heavy-handed, councilman. Now as a result, there is an angry resident in this neighborhood vandalizing cars they feel have been parked too long, also leaving nasty notes to get the car out of the neighborhood. They slashed 2 tires on my truck, and as far as I'm concerned, you owe me $300, councilman. Now tell me, how has your actions benefited any of your constituents in this area and made their life easier or better? And what for? Your dented ego. I do not think you should count on any votes from this neighborhood. Now let's address the talking out of both sides of the mouth issue. Here in California, we have medicinal marijuana laws. Here in Los Angeles, there has been an explosion of the dispensaries pop up all over the city. Now, no one argues the need to regulate this kind of business, but many of these are legitimate, necessary outlets. The city recently took up the debate, and during the process, a bill was introduced for a complete ban. The legitimate dispensaries lobbied their councilman, and good old Councilman Krikorian acted like he was sympathetic with their plight. He even went as far as grilling the author of the bill with some hard, legitimate questions during the hearings and got the owners of the legitimate shops' hopes up that they had a chance and a real partner in providing our citizens with safe and legal access. However, when it came time to vote, he went right along with all the other council members and voted to ban all dispensaries. Shameful, particularly when the state Supreme Court declared the Los Angeles County's ban unconstitutional a few weeks before the city took their vote. Shameful, two-faced politician who needs to be voted out. So there you have it. That is my basic argument why this man does not deserve re-election. However, I will leave it up to your own judgment. Thank you for your time.